What's up, everybody? I am making this video because I want to tell you how I got a business for free and sold it for tens of thousands of dollars. This right here, this is all real money. Tens of thousands of dollars. And it cost me nothing to make this money. So, let's get started. I got a laundromat completely free. Now, I want to tell you how, but for more information, I want you to go check out this guy, Danny D'Angelo. He's right here on YouTube, the King of Laundry. Danny D'Angelo, the King of Laundry. I want you to go check this guy out. I used his program. He actually has a DVD. I'm going to leave a link down below where you can go get this DVD. Let's see. I'll leave a link down below where you can go get this DVD. He actually has a program where he teaches you how to get a laundromat for free. He's got several success stories, myself being one of them. I can't say enough for the guy. I got his DVD set, as you can see here. I can't say enough good about the guy. It's just absolutely mind-blowing, the information that he teaches. Not only does he teach you how to get a laundromat for free, he teaches you how to run the laundromat. He teaches you, what to expect. He teaches you, everything about the laundromat industry. This guy knows his stuff. So I'm going to leave a link down below. If you click on that link, it'll bring you straight to this site where you can look into that information. I strongly suggest you get his DVD, you get his information. I think he actually has a digital format now that you can purchase. So strongly suggest you get his information if you are interested in learning how to acquire businesses for free at all. So with that out of the way, I got my laundromat for free using his program. I got it completely free. The previous operator, and I'll go ahead and put this up here for you. This is my laundromat, the laundromat that I got for free. The previous operator was shut down. He had shut his doors. This laundromat was shut down for about 2 years prior to me taking it over. Okay, this laundromat had all kinds of stuff that was wrong with it, but the only thing that was keeping it from being open was the boiler system, the hot water boiler. Obviously, with no hot water, the boiler system had gone out, and with no hot water, you can't do laundry. Especially you can't open a laundromat. You can't have a laundromat. This picture right here is the condition in which, this is me out in front of the laundromat in the condition pretty much before I did anything to it. This is how I acquired the business. Okay, so you can see in the picture there is a drop ceiling with fluorescent fixtures. There's no ceiling tiles in the drop ceiling. You see the machines are older. Some of them are out of order. This copper piping is exposed over here. The water lines that go into the washers. But for the most part, as I took it over, other than the hot water boiler not working, as I took it over was in operable condition. Everything that you see here is cosmetic. The ceiling panels, I don't need ceiling panels to open the door and have somebody come in and do laundry. I don't need to cover this copper piping. I don't need to cover this copper piping in order to have somebody come in and do laundry. So there was nothing wrong with this place that would keep it from operating other than the boiler system. Now, with that being said, the boiler, to replace the boiler, was a $20,000 fix. So a $20,000, it was going to cost $20,000 to replace the boiler to get that laundromat back up and running. So what I did was I contacted, let me go back a little bit. I found this laundromat for sale on Facebook. The previous operator was trying to sell it. He was trying to get some money out of it because he owed the landlord money. I contacted the landlord. I contacted the landlord for the property, not the operator, not the guy trying to sell it, but I contacted the landlord, the person who owned the property. And he informed me that the operator was several months behind on rent, and with the place being out of order, not able to run, he was just trying to sell it and get the money to pay off the landlord and get out of it. So what I did was I worked out a deal with the landlord. I signed a new lease. It cost me $0 to acquire this business. I signed a new lease with the landlord. It was a 10-year with a 5-year option. I signed a new lease with the landlord, and the previous operator walked away scot-free. There was no lawsuit. He didn't get sued for the money that he owed the landlord. There was no. He was able to just wash his hands and walk away from it. So I by signing this new lease and taking over the space, I helped the previous operator get out of a money pit that he couldn't afford. And I also helped the landlord by signing a new long-term lease that guaranteed him a certain amount of money every week or every month. So in this situation, I helped 2 different people just by signing this lease. I helped 2 different people. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why would you take over a laundromat that doesn't work, right? You got to have $20,000 just to fix the boiler system. That doesn't even begin to cover the cosmetic issues. You're absolutely right. Why would I? Well, let me tell you why. Because I just signed a 10-year lease with this landlord. I signed a 10-year lease with this landlord, guaranteeing this landlord $240,000 over the next 10 years. $240,000 over the next 10 years. So, with that being said, what most people don't realize is commercial leases don't work the same way as a residential lease, like your apartment or your house. They're completely different. In a commercial lease, if a tenant doesn't pay rent, and it's different, I believe, state to state. If a tenant doesn't pay rent, typically it's 15 days, within 15 days of its due date. I think some states are 30, some states might even be 5. But within a certain amount of time, if they don't pay rent, if they get past due a certain number of days, that landlord can legally sign a new lease for a new tenant without eviction. They don't have to go through the eviction process. They don't have to go through, the 30-day notice. They don't have to give 30-day notice to quit. They don't have to do any of that. If the tenant's not paying rent, that landlord can legally sign a new lease with a new tenant and get the keys from the previous operator. And that's exactly what happened here. So, because I guaranteed $240,000 to this new landlord, to allow me to be the new tenant, I guaranteed him $240,000 over the next 10 years in that lease. Now, what I was able to do was negotiate, and what a lot of people don't know is that when you're signing a lease for a commercial space, you can negotiate certain improvements. You can negotiate for certain, I guess, structural improvements, right? So, or operational improvements or infrastructure improvements. You can negotiate that stuff into the lease. In my case, it was the hot water boiler. I negotiated that the landlord would pay the $20,000 price tag to put a new hot water heater in this space. Why would the landlord do that? Well, here's why. Because I guaranteed him $240,000 over the next 10 years. That's a $240,000 debt that he can then turn around and sell for a massive profit. So for him to spend $20,000 to put a new boiler in this place to get it up and running again was chump change. Chump change. It meant absolutely nothing to him. So a lot of people don't realize that with commercial spaces, you can get your landlord to cover this stuff, whether it be air conditioning, heating units, boiler systems. I mean, pretty much, lighting. Sometimes you might be able to pull that off. Front. If you want to take, in my case, you can see the front door here is just a standard swing door here. If I wanted to put in for example, a automatic sliding door, I could have negotiated that into the lease. Now, whether or not he would have done it, I don't know because I didn't try. But that is stuff that typically a landlord is willing to do because it not only improves his property, but like I said, it guarantees him income for the next 10 plus years. So with that being said, you already know that the boiler system's getting replaced. Not a dime out of my pocket. I've taken over the business. Not a dime out of my pocket. Now what? Now we have the cosmetic stuff, right? So again, let's go back to the picture. You can see just in this picture, you can see the ceiling tiles. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the ceiling tiles. You can see this copper piping is exposed. Looks kind of ugly. The equipment needs to be fixed. There's a hole in the wall over here that goes into the office. You can kind of see the hole in the wall there. Just little cosmetic things here and there that needed to be improved, right? So how did I do that? I want to preface this by saying I regret doing it the way that I did it. I fortunately had the money to put into all of this cosmetic stuff at once. I put about $18,000 into it. Now hear me out. Before you click off, you say, I don't have $18,000 to improve this stuff, blah, 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 blah. Hear me out. I got the keys to this laundromat. It had a brand new boiler installed, no money out of my pocket. This laundromat was working. This laundromat was operable. This laundromat had customers coming in doing laundry with the no ceiling, with the copper pipes exposed. This laundromat was completely operable from the day that I took it over. Okay. The $18,000 that I spent, I fortunately had the $18,000 to put into it, but it was not necessary for me to do that to start making money. So in your case, you're thinking, I don't have $18,000. I don't have any money to put into this laundromat. That's perfectly fine. Well, so what do? Well, you open the doors. It's that simple. You open the doors. This laundromat is your laundromat in your case. Rather than spending $18,000 up front to fix the ceiling tiles or to hide the copper piping, as I did, you would actually do it on a monthly basis. You would take the money that the laundromat's making and you would invest it back into these cosmetic repairs on a monthly basis and do it slowly over time. Now, I say I regret the way that I did it because I'm going to show you this. This is what it was. This is what the laundromat looked like by the time I got done. You can see there's ceiling tiles. My partner and I, we built this kind of bulkhead to cover the copper water lines, kind of a decorative bulkhead there. You can see the lighting. We turned the fluorescent lights off. The fluorescent lights that were in the unit, we turned them off and kept them off. And we installed these LED lights. They use a lot less power, obviously saving on the electric bill. And they were a lot brighter than the fluorescent lights. So, you can see that there isn't even a TV in this picture yet. Like, we didn't even have a TV at this point, but we still had customers. Um, you know, in here. So, like I said, we got ceiling tiles. We built this bulkhead. We didn't even have a TV in there yet. All the tables and everything were already there when we took the place over. The chairs we did have to buy, but again, that's not even a necessity. Just everything that we put money into was completely cosmetic, secondhand. Um, So in your case, what you would do, say you take over this laundromat, landlord fixes the boiler system, the machines are all up and running, so your machines are working, you've got hot water to the machines, you open the doors, you get these customers, you get these people coming in. That's what you want. You get these people coming in doing laundry. Once they start doing laundry, you're going to start making money, right? So you take that money, you say month one, the first month, you want to build this bulkhead to cover up the copper pipes. That was maybe a couple $100, if that, to be honest with you. Month number 2, you want to install this Ring security camera. Obviously, I've got Ring security here. You want to install that. Month number 3, you want to put in ceiling tiles. That was maybe, I don't know, maybe $1,000, maybe less, to put ceiling tiles in. So basically, I say I regret doing it the way that I did it, solely because the way that I did it, we came in, we did everything, we beautified the place right up front. So for the next year and a half, it didn't need any improvements, which means once that hype from opening and the neighborhood coming in and, yeah, this place is beautiful, this is so much better than what it was before, everything's working, it's so much brighter, it's got a nice new ceiling, it's got this nice bulkhead, that's pretty, I love it, it's got a TV now, that's awesome. Once all of this hype, it took about 2 months for all of the hype, the opening under new management hype to die down. There was nothing fresh, there was nothing new to the space. And really the only thing that it needed was new equipment, which is a $400,000 investment. We'll get to that in a minute. So, I say that I regret doing it the way that I did it because there was nothing new after the initial opening. Doing it the way Danny teaches, which is to open up the doors, use the business money to put into the business and fix things over time, it keeps things fresh. They might come in 3 months later and see that you have a new ceiling. Awesome. That keeps that hype going. They come in, 4 months later and see that you have LED lights now instead. It's so much brighter than those fluorescent lights. Awesome. The customers see the improvements over time, and it keeps that hype. It keeps that momentum going for the long term versus what I did, which was dump all of my money into it at once. Now, I will tell you this, the laundromat made my money back. The money that I put into this up front, I made back. So it was a wash. It completely canceled each other out. I had no money into this business within the first year probably. We had no money invested. We had gotten all of our investment back. So we'll put it that way. You don't need the $18,000 up front that I put in, because once you open your doors, you're going to be making that money to reinvest into the business to fix those holes in the wall or put in a new ceiling or whatever you need to do. You're going to make that money. The business is going to pay for itself. So don't think that you have to go in and do all of this stuff up front. I personally don't even recommend doing it, even if you have the $20,000 up front to put into the cosmetic stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. This is from experience. So Danny teaches you to take the money from the business, put it back into the business over time, and now I personally understand why. It made sense. So that is what happened. That's where I'm at now. So I've acquired the business, no money out of pocket. The boiler got changed, no money out of my pocket. The doors are opened. Fast forward, we'll call it a year. Fast forward a year, the business has paid. The business has paid for all of the cosmetic updates that it needed. So at that point, I'm into this business for nothing. I've got nothing in this business, as you would. Same concept with you. If you take the first year and then reinvest the money into the cosmetic fixes, you would be in the same position. No money out of your pocket to fix this business up. It's running, it's operable, it's profitable, beautiful. I never had to come out of my pocket to pay any of the bills. Never had to come out of my pocket to pay, any of the monthly ongoing business expenses. After the first year, it was time to get new equipment. So I started looking for new equipment. Now, I flip businesses. I'm a flipper. I don't hold on to things. There's very few things that I hold on to long term, okay? I flip businesses. I take failing businesses. If you've ever seen Bar Rescue, that's kind of what I do, but I do it in all different industries. So I take businesses that are failing, struggling, close down. I fix them. I build a business from the ground up, such as a lawn care company that I did, I think, 2 years ago. I'll build it from the ground up and then sell it to somebody who wants to take on that long-term, goal. That's something that they want to do with their life, and we're going to take it on and we're going to build it, and it's going to be great. I build things up, make them profitable, and pass them off to somebody else who can then take it and make a life with it. That's what I do. So when I got into this laundromat, it wasn't necessarily a lifelong investment for me. Keeping that in mind, I did start looking for new equipment. I was considering putting new equipment in. However, new equipment for this laundromat was going to run $300,000 or $400,000. Financed over the course of maybe 7 or 8 years. So with that being the case, I didn't necessarily, because I knew that I wasn't going to hold on to this laundromat for another 7 or 8 years, that was my point, that was my cue. As I find with all of the businesses that I flip, there comes a point in time when I know there's something that says it's time to pass it on to somebody who wants to build it and make it great, make it even better. Kind of pass the torch, if you will. So every business, everything that I flip, there's that point, there's that moment, there's that point in time that I know, that hints to me that it's that time to pass the torch. And when I got the price tag, the pricing for the new equipment, that was that signal to me. Because it was a longer term investment, and I didn't plan on having it for a longer term. So to me, that was a signal to me that it was time to pass the torch. I had taken this failing business, shut down, not doing well at all. I helped the previous operator walk away from it with no debt. I helped the landlord start getting revenue back from this space. The community, I helped the community. The community got their laundromat back, and I can't tell you how many people from the community would come in and tell me, and they would thank me. They would tell me how much better it was than what it was before. I mean, I got so many compliments that I got. The community appreciated this laundromat so much, and it was really, really heartwarming, to be honest with you. But at that point, with the equipment price tag, I knew that it was going to be that time. I put it up for sale. I listed it for sale. I found a new owner. I found a buyer to go ahead and take it over. The landlord was more than willing to transfer the existing lease over to him. It was a really good lease. You couldn't really beat it. The landlord was more than willing to transfer the existing lease over to him, so he took over the lease and is currently working on getting new equipment in there. So at the time of sale, I had $0 into this business, and I had actually made some profit off of it. from the income, from the revenue. This laundromat actually got me through COVID. If you watch my channel, I have a hot dog vending business that stems from the nightlife, the bars, the nightclubs. I couldn't do that for 2020 because everything was shut down because of COVID. So this laundromat got me through 2020. So I can definitely say without a doubt that not only did I make my money back from my initial investment for the cosmetic stuff, but just the fact that it carried me through, it paid my personal bills. It paid not only its own bills, but it paid my personal bills through the year of 2020. I profited basically a full year's worth of income off of this laundromat, plus what I sold it for. So at the time of sale, I sold this business for drum roll $35,000. $35,000. As you can see, $35,000. I sold this business for $35,000, and the current operator is now looking into getting new equipment in there, and he's building on what I started. So he's going to take it and make it even better than what I did, and the community is going to love it even more. And he's probably going to make a lot more money once he gets new equipment in there with better, I guess, utility usage, more energy efficient, more, water efficient, utility efficient machines. So he's probably going to do even better than I did once he gets new equipment in there. But that is my story. That's my story. 27 minutes in. If you're still listening to this point, I really appreciate it. I wanted to share this information again because anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Even if you don't have the $18,000 to $20,000 to put into the cosmetic stuff up front, anybody can do this. All it takes is a little drive and willingness to learn. Okay, and this I can tell you from experience that this does not only work with laundromats. It works very well with laundromats, but if you're looking to get a salon, you're looking to get a barber shop, you're looking to get a retail shop, any place that is leased, any kind of leased commercial space, this system can work. This system works. So it's not necessarily, it doesn't just have to be for laundromats, although laundromats are very easy to do with this system. I highly suggest, you guys look into Danny D'Angelo, the King of Laundry. I'll put his channel back up here for you. This is his YouTube channel, King of Laundry, Danny D'Angelo. You can just type in the search bar King of Laundry and it'll come up. He's got, like I said, he's got all kinds of videos, success stories. He actually tells you in some of his videos how to do what he teaches. I can't say enough about the guy. He's been my mentor through this entire process. He's been my right-hand man anytime I needed to call him, anytime I needed information, he was there. He would call me, he would text me. He gives you his personal phone number. He'll give you his personal email address. He's the real deal. So with that being said, I'm going to leave a link to Danny's program in the description below. Click on that, get more information. I highly suggest you look into it. You can take the information that he teaches, not just for laundromats, but for, like I said, just commercial leases in general. He'll teach you all about them. and you can apply that to any kind of commercial lease space. Like I said, barbershop, salon, auto shop, whatever. It applies the same across the board. He just focuses on laundromats because that's what he knows. So So with that being said, I'm going to leave a link to his information below. Danny D'Angelo, King of Laundry. Search him up on YouTube. Watch his videos. Check him out. It's well worth it. This works. This system works. I'm living proof. This is living proof that his system works. Okay? This right here. This is all real. This is all real money. This isn't the fake stuff, okay? Okay? There's nothing on this money that says fake replica. This is real $100 bills, okay? All real money. This is not a joke. He's not a scam. This is a real deal, okay? So I'm living proof. I wanted to talk to you guys about it and let you know what's going on with the laundromat. My laundromat, and put it out there that this has been my journey. So we're 31 minutes in. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get back into hot dogging videos. I promise you very soon. I'm getting back into hot dogging videos. I'm getting right to that point. I'm so close to getting to that point where I can get back out there. I can stop, take a break from building the business and start working in it for a little bit. I'm close, very close, like within weeks. So bear with me. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, if you're just finding this video through some random search or suggested videos, whatever the case may be, go check out my hot dog and highlights. They make everybody laugh. Drunk people and hot dogs, can't beat it. So I love you guys. Keep coming back. Keep checking me out. Stick with me. I'll see you again soon.